Okay, so this second video is all about Google Classroom and how I think we might use it. So just to introduce you, as you probably know, we are one of the first classes in Oakfield to be using Google Classroom. So we don't really know yet what it's going to be good at and what it's not going to be good at. And it's up to us to sort of test it out, try it out, decide for ourselves how we think we'd like to use it. And if it can't do what we want it to do, see if we can find a way round. Okay, so far what I have done on Google Classroom, as you probably know, is I have set a couple of white rose type fractions assessments, which have been done in the same way that we would do in class, and lots of you have sent those in. And I have also, in the last couple of weeks, set a couple of quizzes. The quizzes give you the feedback straight away and hopefully start to point you in the right direction if you're struggling as to where you can go to for help if you're not sure what to do with a particular problem. So those are the two ways that I've done for setting work at the moment. One of the other things I would quite like to be able to do, and this might be as part of a live lesson at some stage, or just to set it on the classroom for you to do whenever you like, is to start doing some collaborative work. So that's trying to mimic what we do in class, so where you're working in pairs or working in a small group on a problem. And I would very much appreciate it if you could, if there's anybody in particular in our class you would like to collaborate with, pop some names down on the stream, and I will see whether I can set you some work. So that both of those types of work, so setting the white rose stuff and setting the quizzes, gives me some idea about all the things you can do and all the things you can't do, and that's what I'm trying to get to, so that we're all up to speed with things. And on the first quiz that I did, what's good about it as far as I'm concerned is it tells me straight away who can do what and which are the problems, which are the questions that people are struggling with. So I'm going to hold up a similar question to the one that caused most problems on quiz 1 on the decimals, and that was this one. It was the one about the rectangle, and you had the length and the width of the rectangle, and you had to work out what the perimeter of that rectangle was. It wasn't those particular measurements, because I've changed the measurements. So my challenge to any of you who got it right, and any of you who think now you'd have a good go at it, is to either record yourself showing how to answer this, or to do a little Word document, or photograph your own separate piece of work to show how you'd go about solving that, so that you'd be explaining it to somebody else. If you're going to do a video, the thing to do, as I've just found out, is just video on your phone or on your iPad, and then upload it into your drive, your Google Drive, which you'll have as part of Google Classroom, and then you can share. So just as a little hint, a reminder that the perimeter means the length around the outside of a shape. So you've got to think about the measurements all the way outside. This is a rectangle. I know it's not exactly a rectangle because I haven't drawn it out accurately, but what it means is that the two long sides are the same and the two short sides are the same. So what you'll need to do is to see if you can remember the formula for a perimeter. And if you can't, you can work it out just by looking at the diagram, and then think about what you're going to need to do to solve that problem. So first of all, know what a perimeter is. I've just said that. We've got decimals to deal with, and the decimals have got different numbers of decimal places. What are we going to have to do to work out what the perimeter is? Think about what the answer is going to look like. It's going to be a length, so don't forget the units. See whether you can get something posted up either today or later on. If you need to go back and pause the video, then do. And I'm looking for either something written down and uploaded, or a video uploaded onto here to see who can do the best explanation of how to solve this little problem. Okay, So that's what I've done so far on Google Classroom. I'm also really interested to see how the stream works. So that is in effect trying to mimic what the normal sort of conversations that we would have in a maths classroom. So that might be conversations from me to you, explaining what's going on. It might be questions from you to me. Miss, I don't quite understand what you're asking me to do. Can you explain a bit more? Or Miss, I really don't get this. Can you help? Or is there anybody? I'm struggling with question 5. Can anybody help me? That sort of thing. And so to try and start those conversations off about the maths or about how we're using Google Classroom. I'm not quite sure what to do with loading up a video. Can you help? That sort of thing. Please, though, and I know it's really tempting to use it as just a general chat, this isn't the place for a general chat. And I understand, believe me, I really understand what it's like to be locked down because I've not been allowed out at all. So it's really tempting to be having lots of little chats with your friends. Absolutely. You need to do that somewhere else. So find a Zoom or find another platform to do that on. Please do, because it's really good for your mental health. But don't do it on the maths classroom, please. Okie dokie. I'm going to sign off from there. If you please do post on the stream any questions you've got about how to use Classroom, any suggestions as to what you think would be the best way of using Classroom, any people you'd really like to collaborate with on a problem, and then what I suggest you do for the rest of the time on the live lesson is just go and have a look at those quizzes and the stream and the assignments. Have a go if you haven't already, and do feel free to ask me any questions. Okay, bye.